up, my fellow creepers and things that go bump in the night? Welcome back to yet another episode of Creature of the Night. I am your host, Toxin, your friendly neighborhood sinner. You should know what to do, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell to let you know every time I upload so you can keep up to date with me, guys. You should fucking know this. Let's get on this shit, guys. Numbers are increasing every day. I couldn't be happier, man. But I do apologize for my absence. Again, my numbers have been climbing, but so has responsibilities going on in everyday life. But you know how it is. Let's get into this, guys. I definitely am excited about today's review because it's from Texas. The director's from Texas. Okay, shout out to Isaac Rodriguez. Bro, directed it, wrote it, produced it, edited it. This guy's an army in one. Bro, big shout out to you, bro. Like, another guy from Texas, you know. If nobody knows, I'm from Texas, so yeah. It's fucking dope to see things that are local and like about stuff that I would know about. And I have heard about this before, but it's his own little twist on it. So let's get into it. The Last Radio Call.
I don't care about darkness. I just need to find out what happened to David. I need to know.
I know a lot of people are probably not a fan of found footage. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, if done right, I actually do love found footage film if done right. With the movement, I know a lot of people have like motion sickness. There are times, especially like with Cloverfield and stuff like that, I did get sick. I did have to walk out of the theater when it came out and like catch my breath and just kind of reset myself and then go back in and finish it. With this one, I really didn't have to do that. It was dope. Very steady. Again, found footage, moving around. It looks like, you know, I shot it myself, maybe just moving around. But it was dope. It was clear, and I did not look away. I didn't have to walk out of the room. If anything, my eyes were glued to this the whole time. And it is about the Yorktown Memorial Hospital. If you're from Texas, you do know about it. Or if you're a horror fan in general, you should know about it because I know there's other films about it. Or, you know, if you just love hauntings or anything goes demonic or anything like that, you should know about it. And the crazy thing is, it did not happen that long ago. I believe it was like in the 80s or something like that. There are still people who actually were either patient or who actually worked there for a time that are still alive today, and they are able to, you know, recollect what happened to that place. It basically, you know, it's a hospital, but it was famous for like people ODing. They would just leave people there. They wouldn't even, you know, buddies would drop, oh my god, my friend's ODing. They would just drop them off at the back door, not even ring the doorbell and let them know that they were there, and people ended up dying. So people ended up dying left to right at this hospital. And so this movie takes place around there, you know, in Yorktown. And so I believe what I read, I believe it's like kind of based off of his short film Body Cam, where a police officer, you know, it's basically whatever the body cam he has recorded, and it's a horror, demonic, supernatural encounter. And then this is just kind of like the full-length film that he wrote about it, which got, again, 2 thumbs up. I'm giving my rating early. 2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10 for me. We see these two officers who get a late night call about something going on in Yorktown. I believe it's like a woman yelling or something like that. A woman is walking by late at night, and she calls in and reports it. And she actually records the yelling, and it is a female that is yelling in the hospital. So again, what are you doing that you're walking that late at night by yourself? Like, oh, you know, just late night strolls. It helps me sleep. That's already fishy in my eyes. And we see something happening on the body cam, like, you know, that's the first how it's opening up. Like we see his experience of what's going on that night, and it kind of just cuts off because then it's kind of swept under the rug, basically. Where it, like, I forget how long what the timeline is that has passed, and the wife still has no answers about what the hell is going on. She doesn't know what happened to her husband. They just know he's missing, and that's it. And the police department really aren't talking to her, giving her a lot of answers. So she hires a crew, and she does her own investigating, going down the list, talking to the partner. And talking to the partner, he freaks out when they start interviewing him about what happened that night. It's just like, it's just too horrific. So we already know going into this, like, whoa, okay, we already saw some shit going on, but now whatever he saw with the body cam or whatever the footage showed at the beginning that left out, he knows the full story, and it is fucking with him. He ends, you know, he freaks. He has a fucking meltdown. That's the way I could describe it. He has a damn meltdown. Shout out to my channel. He has a meltdown while he's talking to his wife. He says, "I can't. You know, they're telling me not to," and now, like as time is going on, she's getting threats from the police department, maybe from, you know, higher up. You know, whoever's running the city is starting to threaten her. She pulls back a little bit, like, okay, you know, I can't do nothing, until she is contacted by somebody who not necessarily worked as a police officer, but he was in charge of storing all the data from the body cams. And he's like, hey, I found something that is about your husband, and I'm gonna give it to you. Like, it is like a whole thing. Again, like, this is his script, he wrote it, whatever, this and that and the third, but like they made it seem like, whoa, this is real shit, man. This is a high thing, conspiracy going on. And that's what we see going on through the body cam. There's like a bunch of supernatural incidences that are happening. Other police officers have died, not just her husband disappearing. Like, they have encountered strange things, weird figures, demonic figures going on, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? And she comes across one incident where it's actually her husband's body cam, not what happened that night, but like a few days before he had disappeared, where he went in after this. He's a Native American man, and apparently he was doing some kind of ritual, I don't know, on his sister or something like that, some stranger, and he's trying to summon something, and it turns out like they're trying to summon like the Red Sister. And if what I read correctly, you know, again, if any, you know, Native Americans do watch, or anybody who's familiar with the legend, if I do butcher it, I do apologize, but that's what essentially this film was based off of, the Red Sister. And it's about like a witch, or like a demon, a ghost witch is how they put it, that only an evil sorcerer or medicine man, like they would call it, that would summon and wouldn't get rid of. Like, that's how it kept going. Like, and they call her, I'm not going to say her name because I'm not going to butcher it, and I'm not going to summon shit. I'm here by myself recording this, so I ain't summoning nothing. And I'm not going to lie, I cannot pronounce their actual name, but Ghost Witch is the best way I can say it. Hopefully, maybe I'll put it down here below. You pronounce it out. I don't know. That's on you. And do research on your own risk. Toxin is not held responsible for anything that may happen through research or summoning of your own shit. You summon anything, that's on you. But anyway, they call it the Red Sister because she is thirsty for blood. It's an unquenchable lust for blood that she has. And so she notices, like, you know, she looks up the guy that her husband had killed in the video, and then she even looks up the police report that it was like a murder suicide or something like that. They swept that under the rug, like they didn't want nobody saying, okay, he's summoning something, it's a ritual, whatever. And upon looking up the name of the actual of the person that her husband killed, finds out that he actually has a twin brother, another Native American who actually practices like the good side of witchcraft, you know, the light side, or, you know, whatever it is to Native Americans, how they call it. And she goes and talks to him. It's like, again, like spot on. Like it's I know they probably use the same person to play both parts, but whatever. Like, and how he's explaining it, yeah, he followed the dark side essentially, and he just didn't know how to pull himself out of it. The witch like kind of possessed him and took over, and the lust for power was just too much. So she still wants answers. Things are still unclear, like what the hell is going on. So he invites her out to the woods in her cabin, already fucking set up for disaster. Like, you know what, we're gonna summon, I forget what they summon exactly, if they're trying to talk to the husband or they're trying to talk to the Red Sister, to get information about what happened that night. But upon doing so, it's too much. The evil is too ancient, it's too powerful, takes over his body. He ends up just like walking, and she gets scared because something's coming out of him while he's talking, and she runs for the hills, and they drive off, her and her cameraman. And she randomly sees Benny walking down the road like nothing's happening, and something tries to attack her on top of a roof of her car and is chasing her. And it's like, wow, what the fuck is going on? Until she finally, you know, she stumbles upon the actual footage of what happened that night to her husband. So she's all invested. It's like, okay, it's still kind of unclear because it's broken up into pieces. So she's like, you know what? Because she does take a few days off after that experience. Anybody, you know, to recuperate. after taking a few days off, they decide to go to the Memorial Hospital again just to see, you know what, let's just walk it at night of all things. Let's see if I can see what he saw, or maybe I could get some answers. You know, going in, and this is after the partner like takes his own life, and he has like his radio, the radio that belonged to his partner that went missing. So that's insane. So as she's going through walking, she's hearing things, they're seeing things, and then his radio goes off, and it's actually him calling out to her. They end up finding him. He's covered in blood. I think he's down to his underwear. I don't think he's naked, but he's covered in blood, and he's like freaking out, not really making sense. She's trying to pull him out, like, we need to leave, we need to leave. But the cameraman is like the only one that kind of has sense, like, dude, something's fucking going on, something's following us, this is not right, this is not making any sense. And they end up being chased by the ghost witch coming after him. The only one that makes it out is the cameraman, and he feels bad. He's like, he wants to go back to find. He goes back the next morning to go look for the lady, and she's like nowhere to be found. The whole thing that they were experiencing that night when they were investigating was insane. Like at the beginning, they were seeing like heads being thrown at the first footage when the first cops go in. So they were seeing it like, it was like repeating. It was like a loop. It was like if the hospital was in a loop for like a continuous loop for years and years and years. So everything that they were seeing like, they even saw when the now dead partner running after his partner, trying to look for him and save him. Like it was like a movie you're watching in real life, like showing you what happened, and that was it. Like he runs out, and he goes back the next morning, and fuck, no answers are really clear. Like, she's missing. And later that night, the woman who had initially made the phone call to drive the husband and his partner to the Memorial Hospital says, hey, you know, I found something else. He was on a walk again. Again, after all of this, why would you be doing that? But she goes and she's like, hey, I was there again, and I recorded something else. And she sees a woman in the window of the front of the Memorial Hospital, and it looks like it could be our main character. It could be her. Like, is she now part of the loop? Is she now cursed and she's stuck there forever, like her husband, like many people before? And then that's when we get the finally glimpse, like we see what happened, like the last thing that the officer saw. He does get trapped in the chapel. There's some kind of weird coffin that is there. He's trying to get out, banging out, and then he turns around, boom. This long-armed, pale woman with sharp teeth, white eyes. It just freezes right there, and that just sent chills. Even talking about it sent chills down my back. Like, it was great. Isaac, great movie. Again, you know, it's a hit or miss with a lot of people from Texas, but this was like amazing. Not just from Texas, from any like upcoming filmmaker. It's always just a hit or miss. You just never know. Like, oh, it's a good movie, but it just didn't quite take me there, or it was just a flat movie that just fell flat and was boring. No, this one, it just kept building. It had great build, and I was just invested the whole time. Like, me and my girlfriend could not take our eyes off of the screen the entire time, and that just drove me to learn about the Red Sister, more about the Memorial Hospital, even going to watch Ghost Adventures, because they did an investigation there. So even like, so the whole thing saying that the whole land is cursed. This is why, you know, it belonged to the Native Americans and it was taken away in a violent way. So now the land is cursed forever. So that's why so much shit is swept under the rug at this town. Like, I just love that, you know. I love the urban legends of any, you know, any race, society group, whatever. Like, whatever you want to call it. Like, learning the background and what the stories that they heard growing up, like same as me, as my grandmother told me stories, urban legends of the, I'm gonna say it wrong, La Llorona, just different shit that I heard growing up. I love it. That's my shit. That's what like the original stories in my eyes were. So combining something that actually happened, you know, at Yorktown with an urban legend of why maybe this is going on was fucking perfect, bro. I loved it. Again, 2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10. I can't wait to see your other stuff, bro. Like, I just watched this and made me go watch Body Cam. I found your website, bro. Like, I am going to check out your other work, but it's intense, bro. No Sleep Films. Like, great job, man. I'm fangirling out right now, so I hopefully, you know, bro, hopefully you get to check out this review. Hopefully you like it, and hopefully you like what I said. Go check him out. I will leave his Instagram and a link to his website if you want to check out any of his stuff. And I believe I saw it, I think it's on Amazon Prime is where I saw it. Again, one of those late night scrolls. We're watching, you know, we're looking for a movie to watch, and then it just happened to, it looked interesting, so why not? She recognized the outside of the building. Hey, that's the Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Knew it before I knew it. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, you know what? You're right. That's what that is. And I've always wanted to go visit. This makes me want to go visit it even more. So yeah, guys, please like, subscribe, and share my videos. I need your support, guys. Thank you so much. 243 subscribers. I cannot believe it. Let's just keep it fucking going, guys. Let me know what you thought about this review. Let me know what you thought about the film once you go watch it down in the comments below. And if you have anything by this particular artist or any other artists that are coming up, let me know. I would definitely do my best to check it out, guys. Again, I'm Toxin, your friendly neighborhood sinner. And always remember, guys, if you're not sinning, you're not having fun. Beware the moon, guys.